Perfect. So, hello everyone. My name is Helene Therese Jürgenson, and I am the lead partner for the project we will be discussing today, which is Scalable. And we are here to give all of you listeners an overview of what Scalable is, what this project will provide you as a corporate as well as a scale-up, and what will happen during this process. And here today we have our partner organization representatives from Turku, Norrköping, as well as Ignite Sweden. And we will be going through this journey of a discussion, which will end with the Q&A session for all of you to ask the necessary questions you found unanswered during our process today. And we are here to solve them. So we are very eager to listen up. We are very eager to give you all the answers you need. And we welcome you to already who have joined the project to take part of the full process, and who have not, then to use the call to action and register to Scalable. But from here, I would say that we can start off with today's agenda. So we will be introducing the main project goals together with an overview to our partners, and discuss the project objectives as well as the general overview. We will put the big focus on the matchmaking method. What does it mean? You will hear soon. As well as provide a look into the full timeline of the project, as well as different cohorts we will be having. And we will end the day together with the Q&A session, which is open for all of us through Slido, where we will share the QR code as well to ask your questions. But starting off, the first question, what is Scalable? What is the sentence we have talked about, we have mentioned to all of you? So Scalable is a project that has been designed to establish services to empower the scaling companies and to enhance their growth and the potential through possible corporate collaboration, meaning that to bring together the startups together with the corporates. The main objective is to use the underused potential of achievable, let's say, cross-border collaborations and systematic matchmake, and this for both corporates and scale-ups. And we will be doing it all together cross-border with Finland, Sweden, and us from Estonia. And generally speaking, what will happen during the project is we will provide up to 4 workshops and matchmaking events, which are tailored by a very curated method by Ignite Sweden. We will look into later on and listen about this. And yeah, this is a general overview. Maybe the main goals, as you see with the colorful numbers here, is that with our project, we will bring together over 60 corporates from Estonia, Finland, and Sweden, as well as over 140 startups. We will provide over 8, let's say, workshops and trainings for our participants, and we will be having 4 matchmaking events. And I think we have reached this description part to give an overview about our partners, who is who, and what is the role in our project, and what we can provide to each other as well as you. So I think the first word goes to Business Turku, which representative is Julia. So the word is yours, and take the mic. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, hi, I'm representing Business Turku. My name is Julia Ekström. So Business Turku turning 35 years this year. We are a dynamic business and innovation cluster in Finland. It's a growth center in the Baltic Sea area. And we're consisting of the city of Turku and its 10 surrounding municipalities. I was training for this word. It still doesn't work. And our absolute strengths lie in our multidisciplinary operating environment.
Okay, I will check. I think it's yeah.
Now, better?
It should be better. Yeah, perfect.
Great. So shortly, Turku Business Region, Business Turku in numbers. 11 municipalities, 5 cutting-edge spearhead industries, which we consist of clean, health, experience, tech, and the last one is escaping me now. Maritime. Thank you so much, my dear colleague. With over 40,000 university students, over 130 nationalities, 23,000 companies, awarded with a Best Municipality for Entrepreneurs, and over 340,000 inhabitants in the Turku, Business Turku region. And we want to offer all-terrain growth generator services with personal business counseling, networking with impact. We have growth-inducing business platforms. We have the possibility of research and development and growth outside of Finland, inspirational business events, visibility, and last but not least, very business-friendly people. And that was everything from Business Turku.
Yeah, thank you, Julia. From here, we would go to our next partner, who is representing actually 2 organizations, and I will give my word to Mikaela.
Thank you, Helena. My name is Mikaela Hellberg. I'm the director of the member development of CISP, and that is the National Association of the Incubators and Science Parks of Sweden. Our network consists of more than 63 members, incubators and science parks all over the world, as you can see on the map displayed, consisting or gathering over 6,000 innovative companies, mostly startups and scale-ups that has their basis in, for example, in from the research. I can take next slide. Next again. But in this project, we are participating with a part of our organization that is called Ignite Sweden. And as it says, there is a startup for everything, or a scale-up for everything. Ignite Sweden was funded in 2017. As an answer of a problem. Some incubators in Sweden, they had, like all incubators in Sweden and of course in all of our countries, have the business idea of helping or supporting startups to grow, to meet the first customers, etc. And when you do that, you activate your network of, for example, corporates for business opportunities for your startups. However, that matchmaking is mainly done within your own network that is basically regional or very in a small industry, etc. But what happens if you combine all the networks for all the incubators in a country? You combine all your corporate contacts with all your startups. How many more collaboration opportunities can you get when you do that matching nationally instead of regionally? So that is what created Ignite Sweden in the beginning. Now we have almost all of our incubators in Sweden joining us in this, so it's basically a national project. We can go to the next slide. Some numbers for you. Since we started off as a small project testing an idea, we have done more than 6,000 meetings between corporate, public sector, and with a startup scale-up. We have done more than 97 matchmaking events till this day. It's not only a national matchmaking anymore. We actually are collaborating with 11 countries, including Estonia and Finland. With all those meetings that we have had, with all the engagement of the startups and corporates, we have to this day completed more than 450 commercial collaborations. That means more than 450 business opportunities that actually led to a business for a startup or a scale-up.
Yeah, thank you, Michaela. From here, we would go to our next partner. I would ask Linda to give an overview for us about Norrköping.
Yes. Thank you very much. So Norrköping Science Park stems from Sweden, and we have 3 focus areas, and they all come from the university, I would say. The first one is visualization and digitalization, which we're focusing on quite a lot. Printed organic electronics and efficient logistics, which all makes sense when we're working with 3 different Center Baltic projects, which this is of course one of them, the scalable. We can get all these 3 focus areas into this. We're also included in the Scaling Up, Scale-Up Launchpad, and the Bridging for Growth, where we help other SMEs to export outside of Europe. And you can see the 4 people here that are working on this right now from Norrköping Science Park.
Okay, thank you, Linda. I would give my word now to our head of business, Mr. Martin Korosko from Tehnopol, to give an overview of us, where we are and who we are.
Okay, thank you, Helena, and thank you everybody else as well. My name is Martin Korosko. I'm the head of business development at Tallinn Science Park Tehnopol, and we actually have been like one of the initiators of the Scalable project as well. I'm extremely happy that we actually made it happen. And the other thing is I'm extremely happy that all those awesome partners joined in, and we couldn't have like a better set available for the companies as well. But anyways, Tallinn Science Park Tehnopol is quite a traditional science park, so we are working with tech companies. We are concentrating on health technologies, green technologies, and deep tech companies, and we are basically providing growth supportive services, but also supportive infrastructure for those companies to grow. And in terms of the scope, then we have around 300 companies, resident companies in the campus here in Tallinn. But also we are extremely proud that we are providing services to more than 250 companies each year, supporting them across different growth stages. And we are working with startup companies, bringing those companies to real revenue or first seed stage investment. We are also working with scaling companies, helping them to launch the products and services in export markets, developing new products, but also fundraise private and public capital. And we are sharing the very same campus together with one of the largest tech university in the region, Tallinn University of Technology. So it again opens up very many different collaboration opportunities for the companies. The main metrics, so as I mentioned, we are all about supporting the companies to take on the growth, and this is the reason why we are engaged in the Scalable project as well, because we kind of saw that it amplifies the growth of the companies that we are working with. But we are all about fundraising capital for the companies, we are all about opening up export markets, and we are all about developing new high value added products. And each year we manage to pull together around 20 million euros worth of external investments for the companies. We achieve the export market revenue growth of 10 million and above. And also each year our companies launch something now close to 50 new products and services. And to achieve that, we are using our very awesome set of mentors, business coaches, and experts who are actually putting or doing all the heavy lifting and working very hands-on with the companies to achieve those goals. And this approach is something that we are reflecting in the project as well. So we are engaging our companies, we are engaging our scale-up startups, but also corporate customers, and we are engaging all the cool mentors that are there in order to provide cross-border value as well. And that's it, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, and this is me and Helena. We are the main contact persons for this very project.
Yeah, since we are the lead partners of the project, then with all your biggest concerns and worries, we are the ones to address firsthand. And in case we get stuck, then we will ask for additional help from our partners from Norrköping, Ignite, and as well as Turku. But thank you all. This will actually lead us to our main topic of today, which is the project itself, the main objectives and the overview. So what is actually Scalable about, and what it will provide to our, let's say, participants.
So we want to offer a vast potential of successful collaboration between scaling companies and corporates, empowering and expediting your company's innovation journey significantly, granting access to pioneering technology, specialized expertise, and of course innovative business models. And this is really a unique opportunity to be matched with innovating scaling companies from Estonia, Finland, and Sweden, equipped with new cutting-edge solutions and technologies. And I will hand over to Linda to tell you more about our first match day.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it will be great to welcome you all to Norrköping early next year in January 30 to 31st. We can take the next slide. So what will happen is, in the first day, we will have 2 workshops, one for the corporates and one for the SMEs, to learn how to work with each other. And then, of course, at the night, we'll have some sort of networking mingle. And then the day after, we will have this matchmaking, where each corporate will meet 7 different SMEs.
Yeah, and actually this will lead us to the main question from now, why to participate? And this is the question that goes out, or that might come out from the corporates. So what is it that you get, and as well as what situations or collaborations you can achieve, as well as an overview of what the scaling companies are looking for. So as a corporate, if you are participating in the project, you will get support from our side to different, let's say, identifying the different key innovation challenges that might be suitable for collaboration, either with technology-based, service-based, etc. You will also be part of a very high-quality scouting in order to meet the right scaling companies. So the potential to address and find solutions for your main, let's say, key problems or lookout points is the place to get it from. And as mentioned before by Linda, you will be part of the tailored matchmaking program that is especially made for the corporates and companies for Estonia, Sweden, and Finland. And that the startups and scale-ups you will be meeting, they are handpicked especially for you through this curated process we are leading you through. And as well, nevertheless, it is an opportunity for our corporates to exchange the best practices as well as collaboration key points in order to help each other out as a discussion with other corporates that are cross-border. And if we talk about the collaboration with the scale-ups itself, it's a win-win situation, we would say, because the corporates can test out disruptive technologies, the cutting-edge technologies, as well as explore new possible business models or markets together with the scale-ups and startups they're working together with, and find, of course, the most important thing, which is innovative solutions in order to tackle the business challenges one or the other might be facing. And of course, together develop new scaling companies, new solutions, and to spin off maybe even. So the opportunities, how they can or you can help each other out, they're very vast and they're very different. And you will get the access to new talents, the expertise, and with that you will help each other and yourself as well to achieve different goals, sustainability goals, innovative goals, etc. So this is something, if you're looking for, then Scalable is the project to participate at, because we are what our scaling companies are looking for is the potential customer for their product or their service, or a new market to test out their technology, or let's say a test field to test out their technologies or services. And of course, strategic partnerships to scale. And here I think is the main keyword, cross-border partnerships, what we want to achieve with our project. But then it's another question maybe, why to participate as a scale-up or a startup? What it is in it for them?
It's a very good question, and I'm going to cover that then. But anyways, I guess this project was mostly designed around the SMEs, right? And they can be considered as a main beneficiaries in this very project. And why we did that, essentially the main reason was related to the very fact that we saw that the corporates represent a very good opportunity for the scaling companies to enter the markets. So I guess the main why you should participate is that you actually get a very easy and quick access to corporate customers, and you can do all type of different stuff with the corporates. We are talking about maybe joint product development, joint business model development, investment cases, having the corporate as a first customer, having the corporate as a gateway to open up new markets, and so on. So basically there are a lot of good values hidden in this type of collaboration, and the scale-ups or SMEs, they just need to go after that and grab that. How we can support the whole process is rather simple. It has been covered here before as well, but I guess the main value lies in this very professional matchmaking part. So it's rather hard for the scaling companies to approach the corporates directly just by, I don't know, calling or emailing them. So we are actually doing all the preliminary work. We are preparing the corporates for the collaboration. We are scouting the very right corporates that are actually interested in new type of technologies, new business models, and very specific maybe business verticals. We are preparing them, and then at the very same time we are preparing the scaling companies as well, and then matchmaking them. Throughout those matchmaking sessions, we hope to encounter very many collaboration projects, and during those projects, collaboration projects, we are providing all different types of support as well. We are talking about business expertise and mentorship. We are preparing the legal framework for the counterparts to work together, and we are also screening for the outcomes. So we are constantly keeping the eye on those collaboration projects, and if the companies, doesn't matter whether it's the corporate or the scaling company, need any type of support, then we are all hands there. So we are trying to bring the best out of those established collaboration projects. The scaling companies that we are expecting to join the program, they should be the companies that already have validated their products. So it means that you should have at least some tractions going on, or you should have some validation done in real market conditions. So the technology or the novel product that you are developing is essentially somehow defined or tested in market conditions. Also, it's rather critical to understand that we definitely expect the willingness to work with a corporate, because it takes time, it takes the effort, And if your focus is set right now on the product development or business case development, then maybe the collaboration is too overburdening in terms of the time. So you need to have like your team readiness and time to allocate to this collaboration, because otherwise things just don't work. And also, yeah, we have some geographical boundaries and also expectations on the time frame or the establishment of the company and how old the company is. But again, like if you feel that corporate can be your like next gateway to new markets or first customers, then I guess it always makes sense to approach us. We are having like one-on-one calls with the companies. We try to validate whether there is a good like use case for the corporates hidden in your SME, and if all boxes are checked, then feel free to enter the program and start off with the networking and matchmaking sessions. So basically, novel technology, everybody is welcome, and we'll try our best to validate your case and make it suitable for the corporate matchmaking.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty clear overview of why the startups or scale-ups are welcomed and are a must to our project, as the name Scalable itself says. And definitely one key point that I would pick out in general for direction for both startups and corporates is that the matchmakings we will do is based on pre-qualified and assessed needs of the corporates themselves. So there is always a problem that needs solution, and we will bring you together in order to solve it. And if we go over in general of our offer for both startups and scale-ups, then this is what is waiting for you.
Yes, so to summarize this, we have this unique matchmaking platform that Ignite will provide to us. Thank you very much. And a quality pool of all these SMEs and corporates that we will bring together. We're working quite hard on bringing them in right now. And we have a tailored matchmaking event and training workshops. The first one, again, in Norrköping. Afterwards, we have the dedicated mentors that we will get to these companies to help them. And of course, we understand we have some legal support. We need to have that. Some companies might need to sign some NDAs or letter of intents. So this will all give us the growth opportunities.
Yeah. So to empower both the corporates and the scale-ups in order to go further. Yeah. And in order to meet our goals, what we have to do or what we would like to do and are doing during the process is that we will bring together over 200 companies, and we will bring them together from Estonia, Sweden and Finland. So approximately 60 corporations and around 140 scale-ups and startups. So we want to include as much as possible with the good quality professionals who are participating. And we will be having in this project 4 types of cohorts. So we will be having 4 different matchmaking sessions. And usually it has been so that each corporate can take part in one of the matchmaking events, but the startups and scale-ups they can participate in multiple ones. And for each of the matchmaking sessions, we will bring together around 50 companies, out of which 15 are corporates, 35 are startups. We will provide workshops and trainings for both, as well to prepare them for the matchmaking event, as well as to get the full knowledge on how to pitch correctly to the corporates in order to start the collaboration, as well as for the corporates, the heads up what to look for in the startups and scale-ups to go further in the process. And in total of the project, what we would like to see is more than 20 or more success stories from the matchmakings. And what does it mean is that we have partners who have started the collaboration either to expand to new export markets or to different sales to the corporation itself, or as a development, sales to outer than service buyers, as well as get possible new investments or start the joint production or development in order to grow the business models for both corporates and scale-ups. And if we take it apart, then how does one bootcamp period look like? What is the process for the one matchmaking? It will be approximately 6-month period. We will have 50 companies onboarded for one bootcamp, as I mentioned earlier. And we will provide trainings and workshops for the participants in order to get successful matchmaking. And this will be done for both ends. And in this 6-month period, we will have one matchmaking event itself, which idealistically could result in up to 5 to 10 collaborations. And the collaboration itself, how we would like to address it, is that you have agreed on the suitability for each other in order to take the step further and start to look into solving the problems we have addressed. And this is how the bootcamp periods look inside these 4 different cohorts we have been talking about. And from here, we actually get to one of the most important main parts of our project, which is the matchmaking itself, the matchmaking method. And Michaela here will give us an overview how to start the matchmaking, how to get into the matchmaking session itself, and what are the main activities that need to be done for that. So, Michaela.
Thank you. Yes, so basically this is what we do. But the devil is in the details, as you know. It may seem very straightforward and easy, but it's a lot of hard work, and we have tweaked this process a lot. But it all starts with an activation, either a project like this, or that we want to do a matchmaking in a certain theme, or we got a corporate or public sector coming to us and say, hey, we are looking for someone who can solve this problem for us. So when we do that, when it comes to the corporate, we make sure that you as a corporate are ready to invest the time and money that goes with collaborating and making business with a startup or a scale-up. Because we don't want to waste the time of our precious startups and scale-ups. This process is made to get as good as we can match, so they can end up the process with a business. So when engaging in the process as a corporate, you need to know that you bring the right people to the table. Do you have the time and money? Do you have the ability to make the decisions to do this kind of cooperation? When we know that, we are happy to onboard you. Then we sit down with you and we see, okay, what are the needs you address right now and the coming years? What can we do for you? And after that, when we onboard the startups, we see, okay, we have those needs. Who in our startup bank or database can match these needs provided by the corporate? Then we start then we start a matchmaking process where we look into how can we match the needs with the startups who has a possible solution for this. Sometimes it's a match between several startups to end up with a solution that fits the corporate problem. Sometimes it's straightforward. Sometimes it will take a bit of a collaboration to get the solution. But when we have a match, when you have done your matchmaking meetings and you have a match and you want to go forward, both as a startup, scale-up, and a corporate, we offer some help in getting that pilot working and get you up on the first step together. And then together with we do the evaluation and we see, okay, how can we as Ignite do the process even better, and how can we help you in your collaboration? So we can take the next part. So what does it mean for you? So this is a process for entering the Ignite matchmaking and the scalable project for a corporate. Many of you who are listening in today have had the first need assessment workshop together with my colleagues here in the room, as well as my colleague back home, Arvin and Katarina. So you know it's quite a process. We dig deep to get a good understanding of your needs. Then we scout scaling companies to get the right solutions for your problem. And then we schedule the matchmaking meetings. And you as a corporate will meet up to 7 scale-ups that you have agreed on meeting on beforehand. And hopefully you will find some interesting companies to work with, and you will book a follow-up meeting afterwards. And for the next slide. Yeah, and if you are a startup or a scale-up listening in, this is how the process of engagement looks for you. We have a platform, we call it Ignite Magic, where you register. I can only stress how important it is that you, as a startup or scale-up, take the time to really fill in this the questions that are asked, and that you describe your solution, your tech, as good as possible, as detailed as possible. Because if you do that, you will increase your chances to get a match. And then we take the needs that we have for this matchmaking, and we see, okay, where can we find a match for your company with corporate? And then, of course, we will schedule matchmaking meetings for you. Yeah. So, as both Helena and Martin said before, it can be quite difficult. We all know that startup can innovate you as a larger corporate, and we know that you as a larger corporate also have benefits that you can provide to a startup who wants to get into a certain market, etc. But we know that that is quite tricky to find. So this tool can hopefully make some of you take a few more steps on that journey together.
Yeah, thank you, Michaela. So as you see that the 6-month work that needs to be put behind the matchmaking process and to take together the right corporates and scale-ups can be put into 15 minutes. But actually there's a lot of detailed process going behind it, and the main factor of it is the needs assessment we do together with the corporates in order to map out the necessary needs where we can find you the suitable partners in order to solve whatever is on your way. And actually we have been rather eager, and one thing I would like to add as the last part for the Ignite matchmaking method, we will be going through the needs assessment process together with Arvin and Katarina, Michaela mentioned. So they will be the lead for this process from Ignite side. But every time we other partners from Turku or Norrköping or Tehnopol will always be there as well. So it's a joint effort in order to map out the right market needs and the future goals to face. And this takes us to an overview of the project itself, the general timeline, what will be happening and when, and how we have shared everything we're doing. So the open call for the project started in the end of September. So it was an open call for both corporates and startups. And the end for onboarding for the corporates, for the first Matchmake, ended on the 31st of October. So currently the corporate list for the first matchmaking is full. However, you can already sign up or show your interest for the future corporate matchmakings that we will be having up till the year 2025. And today we are here for the opening seminar of our project to introduce what will be happening, where we will be going together in this journey, and to make this nice last call out, or the last call to our startups and scale-ups, to let them know that in order to take part in this project, you still have time for the first matchmaking, and you have time until the 30th of November to do so. And this can be done through our Scaleup webpage, or our partners who are sitting here today, front and back screen. So all of us are here, and you can let us know about your interest. And as mentioned by Linda before, we will have our first matchmaking event already happening in the end of January, and we will be having it in Norrköping. And this is the face-to-face event, meaning that everything is on site, everybody will be met on site, and everything will be agreed on site regarding the future collaborations. And after the first matchmaking event, the process of the collaboration starts, meaning that after you have met up to 7 scaling startup companies, then you have the time to decide with whom you find to be the most suitable partner to go further with, to discuss the future collaboration points and to agree on the collaboration itself. This is the part where we will engage additional mentors if needed, according to your goals, your key, let's say, key assessment needs to go further with. And during this process, we are already starting the second onboarding, or let's say second call for the Matchmake number 2, and which will take place in September 2024. And this is also taking place in Sweden, but for this time it will take place in Stockholm. The process is very similar, and this kind of, let's say, Matchmake process, the 6-month bootcamp period we described to you earlier, will happen then 4 times, and the next one is in February 2025, so this is the Matchmake number 3, and the Matchmake number 4 will happen in June 2025. This will be in Estonia, and in the meanwhile we will also visit Turku, so let's hope that the winters that are accepting us are mild and will leave us be to see how it is. But this is a general overview of our project timeline. Of course, it will always update in time in our Scaleup webpage, where you can get all the information about the project, about the different seminars we have held, or different call to actions, as well as the main contact points in order to find out more about Scaleup or already to onboard in our project. And this actually takes us to this most interesting and intriguing part of this seminar we are having today, which is a Q&A session. So all of you who are listening, here is the QR code you can enter and open with in order to ask questions related to the project, related to what you've heard today, or the topics that you felt left unanswered. So this is the place to do it, and we are here to follow up. However, if I am looking already what has been written in our Slido, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 questions actually. And I think we can slowly start until others can add their questions as well. So the first question is that, are there specific tech sectors we are focusing on with Scalable? Is there anyone who will like to take the word? Yeah, Martin.
Yeah, I mean, if we put together the project concept, then definitely we wanted to concentrate on quite novel technologies, like something new, innovative, and so on. But anyways, the fact of the matter is that we are kind of relying on the challenges that the corporates actually might have. And as I mentioned, the collaboration opportunities might bring the counterparts to build new products, to design new business models, or have multiple other versions of the collaboration. So it kind of means that we are rather agnostic for the technologies that we are in search of. So it can be like the software enhancing the productiveness, it can be like some efficiency related solution, or it can be even like very precise, I don't know, manufacturing controlling system that the corporates might be after. So the correct answer in this case might be that yes, we are looking for tech companies and startups that have scalable products, and we are rather agnostic in terms of the business verticals. So it might be like the health tech related product, it might be deep tech, it might be green tech, it might be manufacturing related things. So kind of doing the preliminary work with the corporates just to find out what the challenges are all about. And then, as mentioned, we are in search for the correct technology to solve those challenges. But again, we want to solve the challenges through technology, so it's not about consulting the corporates, and this is essential, so the companies need to have tangible products that can be implemented together with the corporate. But yeah, rather open-end there. I don't know, maybe somebody wants to add up.
I can just add a little bit on that. As Martin said, we're quite broad in terms of industries. However, when it comes to the corporates, you have to be open for engaging with a startup from another country, from one of those 3 countries here represented. That is the main, and that is that you have what it takes to enter a startup scale-up collaboration. And when it comes to you as a startup or a scale-up, for each matchmaking session, we will publish a rather detailed questionnaire with the needs that we are looking for in that matchmaking session. So, for example, for the first one taking place now in Norrköping, Sweden, at the end of January, in Sweden we have already this morning published that list of needs, and it will be done by my fellow colleagues in Finland and Estonia later this week or in the beginning of next week. Then you will have it very clear. Also, I can say you as a startup, when you signed up in the Ignite Magic database, you can also sign up for other matchmaking sessions if you find someone who is maybe in medtech or in sustain tech or something like that. So as a startup, you can sign up for a limitless amount of matchmakings. Of course, the 4 that we are organizing in this project, but there are others as well. So no limit for you.
Actually, there's a very good question following up on what was stated now is the question of what is the minimum TRL level for the startups in order to take part in the project?
Yeah, as Martin pointed out before, you have to be able to engage and enter an international market. So you have to have your maybe you already have your first businesses deals closed. You already have maybe a home market, and you want to broaden to maybe other markets, etc. Martin, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, definitely we are expecting for the solutions that are out from the laboratories, right? So we are mostly talking about later TRL stages, so referring to maybe 7 and onward. And the reason there is rather simple as well, because the time that we support this collaboration is rather limited, and we want to see at least some kind of outcome in this very limited time period. And R&D intensive products, they might be awesome, and maybe there are like specific corporates also looking for those things and very long-term collaboration. But essentially, I guess we are after those things that have some level of validation, they have some level of customer feedback already received, and they are ready to take in new like joint development projects basically.
Yeah. So mature companies with the level 7 and above, as Martin mentioned.
But I would say have that only as a mark. So I mean, we have seen rather good cases of matching where with the startups that haven't been as high on the TRLs. So I would say go into the Ignite Magic, register, and see if you're lucky. But have that as a good mark for this project.
I agree. So don't be afraid. Always register and see what happens.
Yeah.
And this actually leads us to the next question, is that what is needed to apply for the program, and how are the participants selected for each of the matchmakings?
Is that from the startup or corporate perspective?
It doesn't specify, but I think it's good if we try to cover both of them, because I think what is needed, as well indicating to what was previously stated, you need to have a mature service or product in order to facilitate the needs of the corporates, and you need to make a very detailed and thorough Ignite Magic profile in order to be found as a suitable partner for the corporates. And the participants are selected based on the needs assessments of the corporates, as well as the suitable matches that we find scale-ups and startups to be. But regarding the corporates, maybe Michaela, you would like to fill this in a little bit.
Yeah, so like we are on the startup scale-ups corner. Like we want to find you businesses, real businesses. So you have to be ready for that. But we start the process with the need of the corporate, the need of the customer, so to speak. And from that we match with possible startups that had a solution or a tech that we think might work. As a corporate, as we pointed out before, when you're entering this process, we have to know that you are ready to take on a startup collaboration. You have to be able to invest the time, the money. You have to enter with the right level of decision making in your organization to do this. I would say that is basics.
Yeah, I think this gives a clear overview, and this already connects to another question we have had, is that what are the expected outcomes of the collaboration between the companies? Are there any good examples you have had so far? So maybe some Ignite method examples from how the collaborations have turned out, or what has happened during this decision to collaborate.
And then I would like to call for one of my colleagues. Are we having Katarina here, for example, and Arvin?
We should.
I'm here.
Hi.
Perfect.
Hi, Katarina. She is with us from Sweden on a link. Did you hear the question?
Yes, I did.
Do we have any good success stories from the Ignite matchmaking? And do you would like to share one of those?
Yes, I think one of the we prepared some material for the corporates that have been shared with those who have already joined, and I think it's already also uploaded to the Scalable website. And there we have a success story with a startup called Kairos Logic. And they have entered into a collaboration. I'm just lacking the name of the corporate. I'll try and find that during the time that I'm speaking. They are an AI startup working with logistic solutions. So, of course, an AI solution that can be adopted to many industries. And they have been part of Ignite. They have been matched with different corporates. And then they found a collaboration, I think it was during last year, actually, back in 2022. So that's very exciting. We have lots of success stories, or several success stories actually published on the Ignite website, which is ignitesweden.org. So I encourage you to get inspiration by looking at our website and reading more in detail about these. But as I just also want to add that and stress what has been touched upon, that we really increase, or you will increase, the possibility to get a good match and a future possible collaboration by being very thorough when you apply, by filling out your Ignite Magic profile, detailed answered, filling out keywords of problems that you can help to solve.
Go ahead.
Can I add up, like the first part of the question was related to the very fact, like what type of collaborations we consider successful ones. And I have mentioned that a couple of times, but I really want to go over that part again. So I guess the easiest way to start the collaboration is basically the direct sales. So the corporates are hungry for new tech. They want to have new innovative solutions implemented. So I guess the easiest way to collaborate is basically take on the early stage technology and use that across the corporation, basically. It requires a lot of work. It kind of requires a lot of effort from the startup scale-up side as well, but it's, I guess, the easiest way. Then the second one can be related to the joint product development part. So if we see that, okay, there is both value for the scaling company, but also for the corporate to do and invest in joint product development and to have like commercialization rights shared afterwards, and they can basically sell or commercialize new and enhanced version of the product, then this could be like definitely like one of the use cases. Then it's business model or joint business model development, and there we are maybe mostly looking for revenue sharing models, like the scale-ups or startups can basically bring white label products to the corporate customers, for instance, and they can implement the revenue sharing for that, and it kind of helps the early stage companies to take off. And last but not least, recently we have seen very much like direct corporate investment interests. So there might be like a strategic business verticals where the corporates want to invest and to basically take the equity in the early stage companies and operate as the investor there to build up their investment portfolio. So this engagement from the corporate venture capital might be one of the collaboration opportunity as well. I don't know whether I missed something.
No, I think it covers both of the questions. And actually, this takes us to a next few questions, burning questions that I have here, multiple, is the topic of naming the list of corporates and startups who have onboarded for the first matchmaking already, and if we are able to share it.
Yeah, it will be shared in Sweden. It's already shared this morning. Maybe when I have you, Arvid and Katarina, you can mention some of them of the corporates that are already onboarded to give an example.
Absolutely. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, okay.
Right. So we have from all three countries, of course, since it's a joint project. So we have Elisa, we have Elomatic, we have Fortum, we have London Food, Royal Caribbean Group, we have Saab, we have SEB Bank, Siemens Energy, Skanska, Stena Metall, Thermery, and VDL.
So as you can see, we have corporates that have been onboarded for the first matchmaking from very various fields or sectors, and this is something we are aiming for, at least with the first matchmake, in order to provide as a broad opportunity for different startups to engage themselves in this process, as well as to understand, let's say, the broad overview of the corporate needs of different sectors to bring more focus to it with our next matchmakings. But what I still found interesting here in the questions is, first of all, there are questions about what happens after the matchmaking and mentoring process after this 6 month. So maybe I would give a first overview from my side and leave it for open discussion for others to add. So after the 6 month period, when this official matchmaking session or part ends, then you will be choosing the suitable partners for you in order to start, let's say, start the next steps in order to start discussions of the collaborations and variations you can do. But how this collaboration will look like for you, this is dependent on the corporate you're working together with or the startup you're working together with, and everything will be agreed between the two of you, and we will be there in order to support in this 2.5 years, to support with the expert mentors for you to get additional help in this very dedicated field you need, let's say, external opinion from. So how long the collaboration will be for the two of you will be up to the collaboration type, first of all, and the agreement you will do between the corporate and scale-up.
Yes, that is correct. I just want to add there, it's basically, it's all about piloting, because you never know like what might come out from this perfect matchmaking, right? So very soon after the matchmaking part, we actually want the counterparts to enter the agreement. As mentioned, we are providing a legal framework in order to do that as well. And there we are kind of defining the scope of the pilot, the duration of the pilot, and what could be the measurable outcomes, how we can assess whether this pilot that the counterparts took on is successful or not. So we are agreeing upon like some KPIs that can be and maybe delivered during this limited time period. And during the whole duration of the project, we are talking about like 2.5, 3 years here. Essentially, we are expecting at least like 20 partnerships that can show positive outcomes that is reflecting in their revenues, for instance, if we're talking about SMEs or scaling companies, that is reflecting on their like export, like scope, like where they are selling their products. Maybe it reflects on the product portfolio, like what they have like developed or what is the new value that they have created, or maybe it reflects on the investment or new round of fundraising that the companies have raised, basically.
Yeah. I think this gives a very good overview. However, here is another question building up on it, is that what are the commitments for the companies who have decided to take part in the Scalable project? So what are the commitments for the startups, scale-ups, and what are the commitments for the corporates?
I'm going to cover the startup part and you're going to take the corporate part. This makes maybe more sense. Yeah. But from startup side, what we have seen historically is that I mentioned the part that you should have like plenty of time and available to invest in this collaboration. And this is very essential to understand, because Normally, early stage companies, they run with very limited resources, or they have the investors on board, and the investors want to see like very quick traction, basically. Where is the revenue like, and what have you achieved? So you might want to mind the very fact that collaborating with the corporation takes more time, but the gains that are going to be following after the successful collaboration might be like very much worth it. So I would suggest to just understand whether the expectations of the other founding like team in the scaling company is on board with that, whether you still consider that corporates represent the increase of your business volume as such. And if you all can agree upon that, and your other stakeholders can agree upon that, then try to make sure that you have like personnel available to sustain but also serve this collaboration, and try to make sure that there are plenty of resources and development power available if you need to make some adjustments along the way when you are like building those joint collaboration projects.
Yeah, so basically when you enter this process as a corporate, you commit that you have the right resources and decision-making power to engage in collaboration with a startup. That means engaging in some kind of piloting that will or should have the intention to lead to a business for the startup. And of course also a solution for a problem of yours. Hence the match. And to build a bit on what Martin said, as a startup, I mean, you should only enter your and do a profile for your company in Ignite Magic if you want to and are able to take on a collaboration with a new customer. And it's an innovation process for most of you, so it will be a bit of a bit and forth. It's a pilot, but there are no commitment. You get that meeting, then it's up to you. Is this the right fit for you as a startup, scale up, and for you as a corporate? If it thumbs up from both sides, yes, go ahead and do what you want, and we can be here to assist you a little bit more on that road with a follow-up meeting, etc. But there are no commitment as such. It's for you and for you to hopefully make business together.
And maybe we can add to this, at this matchmaking event, we will have this workshop that we talked about, where we try to guide the corporates how they can do this collaboration with the SMEs, and another one for the SMEs, how they can actually collaborate. So we'll try to guide them into doing the best here.
Yeah, and actually another thing that comes out of the questions here, what also Michaela mentioned, that if you have the thumbs up from the corporate and from the scale-up, then it's a perfect win-win situation. But there's a question from the scale-up. What happens if they get thumbs up with more than one corporate?
Then, if you have the possibility, you can go ahead with both if you want to, and if it's okay for everyone involved. Or maybe you just, if you don't have the resources to engage in piloting or collaborate with two corporates, you have to choose. But that is basically up to you and the resources you have. From us, you can take on as many collaborations as you want.
So yeah, the world is your oyster, the collaboration is your oyster, and just what you start.
But it's you who are going to do the work, so you have to be able to have the right resources for it. So.
Just think it through, but we are only more than good to hear that you have this thumbs up from more than one corporate. And actually, I would say that we have one or two last questions to take before we start to wrap up for today. One of the questions is that what criteria is going to be evaluated when the matchmaking between the companies is already conducted? So how the collaboration successfulness is measured? how do we measure that successful collaboration is indeed successful?
I think we have to separate a little bit. We are able to offer you this matchmaking opportunities with the means of a project. So for that project, of course, we have some criteria to report on. However, when it comes to your success, is that you are having a match, that you are going forward, that you are testing it through a pilot, and hopefully it ends up with a business opportunity. That is the success factors for you guys. So.
Yeah, I think this answers very well. And I will leave the sweetest question for the last. So the main question that I've gotten is are there any costs attached to the program for both SMEs and corporates? And what does it mean to participate in the project called Scaleup?
Normally, it's always free for the startup and the scale-up, and normally we take a fee from the corporate. However, in this project, we are able to do this for free. So, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, adding up to what Michaela said, what will be covered with the project or the project budget is that we are able to provide access to the curated matchmaking sessions by Ignite Sweden, as well as a user account for Ignite Magic. And we are able to provide support for each company's one representative travel and accommodation to take part in these matchmaking events. So we will support as much as possible and as much as is in our power regarding the project guidelines. And we are very eager to welcome you to participate in the project and let us know in case of more questions. And with this, I would switch to another slide, if possible. Yeah. So first and foremost, the most important call of today to our audience, to our listeners, and to our future listeners who can review this seminar once more on our project platform, both the Central Baltic platform as well as the Scalable onboarding platform. This is the call to join the project already today. With this QR code, you will be directed to our Scalable onboarding webpage, where you find more information about onboarding for corporates as well as for the startups. So we are very eager to see new faces, see new names joining us for this process and see where it takes us. And for the very last part, I would kindly ask all of you listeners to leave your feedback as well for today's event. And while you are doing so, this is, let's say, a nice wrap-up session from our side. So thank you, Julia, Michaela, Linda, and Martin, for joining me here today to discuss the intent of the Scalable project. Hopefully, we answered the main questions that were risen during this process. And we really, really want to hear from all of you very soon. So thank you from my side. Thank you for the listeners and the audience. And I wish you all a great day. Thank you.